Oh, I know it's getting nutty is what it's getting. Yeah, who knows what's going to happen. Hey, good morning to you, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you may be. Wherever you may be listening to the sound of my voice. Welcome to the FBTV podcast, Freight Broker TV podcast, a service of FreightBrokerTV.com, brought to you by Tautoa, and obviously the FBTV Insider. What am I getting wrapped up in here? All right, got a headphone cable. I need to get a new chair. Can y'all hear that squeaking? It's getting pretty bad. Sometimes I'm in here working with the client. That chair starts up. Nobody said anything yet, but I know they got to hear it. I mean, it's just too loud. But anyway, well, you know, in the studio, using the mic and everything, it may not be as noticeable, but trust me, when you are on the headset using a telephone, there's none of that noise canceling stuff going on, and you pretty much hear everything. Okay, FreightBrokerTV.com. Check us out if you haven't. I'm sure maybe you have. Maybe you found us on the... Maybe you found us on your favorite podcast app. Well, we got a website, FreightBrokerTV.com. That's where a lot of our content goes to provide access. Well, you have access to that content for, well, forever. Let's hope forever. But FreightBrokerTV.com, it's freight broker oriented, but really it's transportation oriented. Actually, we thought about changing it over to calling it Freight Business. But either way, basically same thing. You know, our roots are in brokering, and that's what we are doing. What am I looking at here? Oh, okay. Yeah, I had a note, but it was from the FBTV Insider live broadcast we did yesterday. Yeah, if you're not familiar with that, we do a live video broadcast on the FBTV Insider for insiders only. Now, you can register for free, but if you want access to the insider content, you got to pay a little bit of money. Less than $3 a month. If you want to do it by the year, it's $24.95 a year. You save some money doing it. But you get access to all of the content. You can just go to the website. That would be FBTVinsider.com. And, yeah, you're going to see all the content that's available for you right there. So, check it out. Check it out. If you're not signed up for the newsletter, you want to do that. We're on Twitter, FBTV Radio. Okay, we got to talk about this a little bit. The podcast that we do regularly now and our weekly radio show, the two could be merging. Now, we're not going to do away with either. But what we do is after the radio show, we have been loading it as a podcast at FBTV Radio. Okay, so you can find it on podcast app, so you can go back and listen to it. And we've been thinking about, and you can send us your thoughts on that. We've been thinking about merging the radio show and the midweek podcast here, this podcast, and just letting it, well, what it's going to do is it's going to extend the regular FBTV podcast. This podcast, usually it's about 30 minutes long. It's going to extend it to about an hour. So, I don't know. We're thinking about it. If you want to give us your input on that, email me, fbtv@freightbrokertv.com. Matter of fact, you got a question or any comment, yeah, feel free to email me, fbtv@freightbrokertv.com. If you go to freightbrokertv.com, you're going to see just about anything you click on. Below the content you clicked on, there's going to be a form, a Q&A, well, a question form. You can, if you got a question, you can fill in the form and send it to us, and we'll get it. So, anyway, well, actually, now before I get started, not to toot our own horn, but I've been contacted twice now by FeedSpot, feedspot.com. Yeah, they sent an email to us saying that we are one of their top 15 freight podcasts on their service, and they just want to let us know. And we said, well, we thank you for that, and we will tell our audience, we'll make mention of it. So anyway, we appreciate that. Feedspot.com, I believe. We're one of the top 15 freight podcasts available on Feedspot, so that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Now, and actually, to take that a little bit further, it's because of you. We are one of the top 15. It's nothing we do. We just put the material out there. It's up to you to decide if you want to listen to it or not. All right, I had planned to talk about a lot of other stuff today, like Texas DPS employee pleads guilty to CDL fraud. And the main thing I was going to really get on my soapbox about was autonomous trucks. Still going to. Because I think it's a load of wah-wah with these autonomous trucks. I'll say this. Why do you want to spend millions for one okay, if a big truck now, I don't know, $150,000 brand new, you put all the autonomous equipment on it. Yeah, you can say what you want to. The more the more production, the cost is going to come down. Yeah, but it's not going to come down that much. It can't. And then it's going to be a throwaway truck. You're talking about equipment that's going to last 4 years, 5 years maybe. Then you got to buy a new one. So what are you going to do? You're going to get in there and take all that stuff out, put it on the... No, it's not going to happen. I really believe it's people with a good idea, a dream, and everything starts with a dream. I mean, we would not have flight. We would not have airplane travel had it not been for the Wright brothers and their dream of flying. But come on, who wants to be on the road with an 80,000-pound piece of equipment with no driver? And from the stories I'm reading about the trucks themselves, they still need a human. I'm getting off on this. I said I wouldn't because there's other things I want to talk about. But yeah, this one guy said, very simple question. How does a police car stop a fully autonomous truck? You shoot their tires. Talk about confusing a computer. Shoot their tires out. See what happens. No, don't do that. Sometimes things pop in my head. I should keep my mouth shut and not repeat them. Okay, we're going to be talking about the elephant in the room today. That's what's pushing everything else out of the way. Coronavirus. Yeah, it's affecting everyone. And I tell you, come on, really? Toilet paper? Really? These knuckleheads in Tennessee, they went out here and bought $18,000 worth of hand sanitizer because they thought, hey, we can buy all this hand sanitizer and we can sell it. We can really mark it up and make a lot of money on it. People like that, they just aggravate me. You might, well, anyway, what I'm getting at here with their story, yeah, the laws finally kicked in saying, hey, you can't do that. You can't price gouge on things like that or go to jail, take your choice. So they had to stop. And I guess they caught so much flack over it, they've donated what they had left, almost $17,400 worth of this hand sanitizer stuff. They donated it. Yeah, I'm sure they got a lot of heat over it, especially in Tennessee. Diesel keeps falling, down 8.1 cents a gallon, down to $2.73 a gallon. Gasoline's dropping to 12.7 cents a gallon. All right, this is all from, December 16th. Canada closed its borders to anyone who is not a citizen or a permanent resident because of this coronavirus pandemic. The declaration does not affect the shipment of goods into the country, and for now, U.S. citizens, well, considering U.S. citizens are probably the one driving the trucks, getting the goods into your country, that's probably a pretty good idea. But they did tag that for now. I was looking over a lot of stuff here. There's a lot of, we go through and look at a lot of different websites. Matter of fact, you've got the FBTV Insider. You can see a lot of the websites we look at. Go to the FBTV Insider and select the news button, link, whatever. That'll take you all the articles that are posted. Matter of fact, I'll do it later. But those are a lot of the publications we get these articles out of, and we check them pretty much every day. And especially before we do a radio show or podcast or even a video or anything like that. And I'll tell you, some of the trades, they're providing the information, but boy, there's so much patting themselves on the back. Look at us. Look at what we're doing here. Hey, we are bringing you this information. Hey, it's because of us you're getting this information. Hey, that's your job, okay? But there is one website out there that I am really starting to like more and more and more, because they really just they give you the news. I mean, it's industry news, but I wish there was a mainstream media website that did work like this, but they seem to give you the news. They're not expecting anything in return because they are doing their job. And that website, and we're not getting paid for this. This is just, my shout out to them because I really appreciate what they're doing. CDLLife.com. Okay, if you haven't checked them out, check them out. CDLLife.com. Okay, they got articles up there because I was thinking about this morning. We're hearing about restaurants closing, I think up in New York City now, restaurants, bars, what else? Coffee shops, stuff like that, shut down. You can't open. They're closed. Your restaurants all across the country, drive-through only. Lobbies, inside dining is kaput. I get it. We all got to do our thing. And it's appreciated, but let's not panic. I mean, toilet paper? Really? Toilet paper? I worked for a radio station one time. We had a staff meeting. And during the staff meeting, the general manager of the station, we were doing our regular staff meeting. And all of a sudden, the owner of the company walks in. It was a mom and pop station, but the owner of the station walked in and started going off on the amount of toilet paper that we were using. Oh my gosh. It made me... Well, this is before Seinfeld. Do you have any squares to spare? Well, this week there are no squares to spare. Toilet paper short. Come on, people. Let's get real. Really. I understand. You freak out. Panic. And a lot of this, I jokingly, kid around saying, this is what happens when everyone gets a trophy. There's no score. Nobody wins. Now we're paying for it. I jokingly say that. But it just wasn't that way in my day. You had a winner, loser. If you didn't get a trophy, you worked harder to get a trophy. But you also had sportsmanship. And this toilet paper shortage thing, people will be people. What can you say? Somebody somewhere out. Well, it's just like those guys with that hand sanitizer. I mean, come on, $18,000 worth of hand sanitizer? I don't know. All right. Now, back to CDLLife.com. But what I was getting at, okay, we know how the rest of the country is responding, but I'm sitting here going, on any of the regular news outlets, any of them, I haven't seen any stories relating to what to me would be pretty obvious, relating to truck stops. I mean, truck stops. You've got trucks going from point A to point B, which could be New York to LA, LA to New York. You know what I'm talking about, going back and forth across the country. And if you've been in a truck stop, well, it's not the most sanitary place in the world, at least some of the areas of a truck stop. And I was sitting here wondering, okay, what are truck stops doing, if anything? Are they doing anything? Well, I go to CDL Life this morning, CDLLife.com, and sure enough, they've got an article about it. And it's not so much as an article as much as it is asking drivers to give their input. So we start out there. A truck stop experience. And CDL Life asks drivers to share the changes they've experienced at truck stops since the COVID-19 crisis began. Here's what they had to say. One driver says, haven't been affected by any yet. However, I hear most are closing buffets. Some are going to be closing all restaurants, and only carry-out will be available. Interaction between drivers and shipping personnel is restricted. The driver says he can no longer access public restroom facilities on sites. I'm assuming he's talking about wherever he's making a pickup or delivery. Many shipping staff are now working from home, adding strain on those still on site when many trucks arrive simultaneously. So the guy in charge of shipping, working out of their house. Another driver, showers have been closed at some locations, or their wait time is extended to accommodate a proper cleaning of these facilities. Well, I get the extended proper cleaning time. I get that 100%. They should. Matter of fact, now it's been quite a few years since I drove. I think the last time I drove was about 12 years ago, something like that. And it hadn't changed much since I drove 10 years prior to that. About the cleanliness of the showers and the restrooms and things like that. All right, here's speaking of restrooms, here's another driver. Some restrooms have been manned to prevent too many drivers from entering at the same time, so only X amount of people in the restroom at one time. Let's see. Another driver says some truck stops have stopped allowing refillable mugs, closed down sit-in restaurants, ran out of toilet paper, and the hits just keep on coming. Let's see. Another truck stop or another truck driver closing down driver rooms, telling you to go back to your trucks. We don't want you in here. Go back to your truck. Okay, I'm getting that. I get that. You don't know what you got drivers coming into that truck stop from all over, who knows where. I get it. People understand that drivers are, they got to be out there doing their job. They got to be out there. They don't have an option. They've got to go across the country. There's no telling how many people they come in contact with. These drivers should be getting hazardous duty pay. The government's talking about right now, Romney, everybody should be given $1,000. Well, give truck drivers $2,000 or more because they deserve it. They deserve it right now for having to be out in this mess. Let's see, another driver. I have seen napkins, straw, and cup lids, etc. moved behind the counters, and you had to ask for them. Now my wife, she was telling me the same thing. At some restaurant somewhere, the same thing had happened. I get that. You don't want somebody infecting everything. that's in that cubbyhole or whatever. This driver says food places closing in some areas of the country with store shelves cleared. Another guy says no more than 25 people at a time in the truck stop. And no more buffet, soup and salad bars for the time being, menu items only. Yeah, I get that. The Sneeze Guard don't do too much to help on this coronavirus. Any restaurant franchises having you actually get another cup for any refills. Okay, no more go refill your own cup. Another driver, closing restaurants or take out only, no more refills for travel mugs and cups at truck stops. Staff doing an even worse job of cleaning showers and restrooms because they are scared they'll be getting sick. Limiting shower towels to one with no washcloth and providing paper mats instead of a towel to put outside of the shower. Well, driver, I don't know who you are, but paper mats, that was the deal when I was driving too. You got a second towel because some people use one to dry their body, the other their hair. Or usually the towels were so thin in a truck stop you needed two towels just to dry off because you'd soak one. Restaurants giving plasticware, styrofoam cups instead of real silverware or cups. One driver said, I got an email from TA saying that starting this Monday, which would have been the 16th, they are shutting down all the buffets to take precautionary measures. Other than that, nothing has changed. Business as usual. We're going to be talking about TA here in a minute. No refill cups. Use new cup to refill. Remove bulk condiments. Remove paper towels from bathroom. They've taken paper towels out of the bathroom. Now that is odd, for I would think. No paper. They may be out of paper towels. So I would think, unless they got the hand dryers. I've always heard the hand dryers are more hygienic. I don't know. Let's see. One truck stop chain, in parentheses, Pilot Flying J, asked drivers to fill in their paper cup for coffee or cold drink before pouring it in their own flask and toss the paper cups away. Unsure how it'll help virus spread. On the other hand, restroom showers just as mediocre as ever. Or I think what they're saying is, okay, if you're going to fill your thermos or your own mug or whatever, they're wanting you to use their paper cup, pour it in, the coffee or the cold drink in their cup, then pour it into your thermos or whatever. So it makes sense. Some truck stops restricting the fountain drinks, plus you have to get a new cup for refills. Be nice if they could maybe make coffee. Oh, wait, that's every day. Love's truck stops will not allow you to use thermos or your own coffee mugs to get refills. You have to purchase a cup of coffee, then you pour it in your thermos or coffee mug. I think that's exactly what the other driver was talking about as well. All right, so that's the driver's perspective. For the most part, yeah, they're saying some things, but a lot of things haven't changed, like cleanliness. Okay, you got to take, and I've always given the truck stops benefit of the doubt here for the simple reason, if you sit at a truck stop parking lot and watch the volume of traffic that comes in and out, just non-stop. It's constant. As soon as somebody comes out the door, 3 people go in the door. As soon as one truck pulls out, 2 trucks pull in. It's non-stop volume. Traffic, just non-stop. So I'm sure the truck stop has just enough people working to almost keep up with the traffic. Now you throw all this extra work out there, and they're probably understaffed. They probably need more help. And then you got people these people aren't stupid that work in a truck stop. I don't know what they get paid, but I'm sure it's not enough for what they're worried about, because they know they're coming in. Who goes to a truck stop? Travelers, people going across the country, people going from point A to point B. Those people are coming in. Those are probably are the people that have had the highest exposure to what's going on. And they're concerned. They get it, they take it home. A lot of those people probably have kids, a family. You know, the last thing they want to do is get their own family sick. Now, okay, we've talked about drivers. Let's talk about what the truck stops are doing. Travel Centers of America, TA. They say that starting, well, as of Monday, I know I hit my elbow. I thought I got my funny bone. You ever get your funny bone? Boy, that'll wake you up. But anyway, starting this past Monday, the 16th, they, as the driver said earlier, they shut down their buffet super salad bar. They're going to temporarily suspend their buffet super salad bar offerings. However, their restaurants will remain open as state and local governments allow. And all items on their menus will be available both in the restaurant and as to-go orders. Grab-and-go options are still available at sites. Okay, this is from TA. This is what they released. We strongly believe this action is essential for your safety and the safety of all of our team members, and we are extremely grateful for your understanding during this time. Additionally, it's important to note that we have taken extra precautions and measures with our already strict cleaning protocols. I will say this, the TAs I've been in, they've been pretty clean. A lot better than some of the hooks I've been in, if you know what I'm talking about. Measures for our already strict cleaning policies for sanitation. We are increasing our cleaning frequency and continue to use best-in-class, food-safe cleaners to disinfect and sanitize common touch points within the restaurants. These include our tables, menus, chairs, booths, counters, and all dishes, utensils, and cooking services. Additionally, dine-in areas at TA locations in some states are limited or completely closed due to that state's regulations. TA also says that they have implemented new sanitation protocols for commonly well, we already read that. We know that. Okay, Pilot, Flying J. Around noon on Monday, they confirmed that all of their stores nationwide remained open, including showers and restrooms. But they have yet to issue a formal statement on COVID-19 and any policy changes associated with the virus, but several social media users report that Pilot is no longer allowing customers to use refillable drink containers. Love's spokesman Caitlin Campbell, she says, we have always been committed to providing safe, clean, and well-maintained stops that help get our drivers back on the road quickly, and we'll continue to make that our priority. In response to COVID-19, Love's deployed a task force that's focused. They deployed a task force that's focused on monitoring the situation and providing education, guidance, and resources to their store employees. It just goes on a lot about the normal. This is what we're doing. This is how good we are. Look at us. Look at us. Look at us. I'm starting to get a lot of emails, too. This is totally off topic. Well, it's not. We're still talking about the coronavirus. But have you been getting these emails? Anybody you do business with, you've been getting the emails from those businesses? And I'm talking about banks, credit card companies, car lots. I get these emails, and they're talking about, hey, we care about you. We're doing everything we can. Here's what we're doing. And they're using it as marketing. They're using this COVID as a marketing ploy to market. That's exactly what they're doing. They're marketing themselves using this COVID-19. And, they can spin it however they want to. But it's marketing. You're taking advantage of a situation that, to be honest with you, the last thing I care about right now is what my credit card company is doing. I just don't care. I don't care. Some of these emails I'm getting from companies that are parent companies of a company I use, and I had no idea who they were. I had to go back and check it out. I've gotten, and it always has a signature. Any other email you get from any of these businesses, it's just, customer care. And now you're getting signature on all the email, a real signature, somebody's, a copy of a signature anyway from the CEO or the, vice president or whatever it might be. But anyway, stop it. Stop taking advantage of this situation. It's bad enough as it is. We don't. Oh, well. All right. Now, some states have initiated rules, not as many as you would think, but let me I'll run down this list for you. California, maximum occupancy rate must remain under 50%. So if the building, truck stop, whatever you're in, they can sit 100 people, no more than 50. Okay, only 50 at a time. Illinois, dine-in areas closed, drive-through, to-go, and delivery is allowed. Kentucky, Massachusetts, Michigan, all the same. New Mexico, same as California, maximum occupancy rate must remain under 50%. Ohio, dine-in areas are closed, drive-through, to-go, and delivery is allowed. Pennsylvania, all right, here we go. Allegheny, Bucks, Chester, Montgomery, and Delaware counties, dine-in areas are closed, drive-through, to-go, and delivery is allowed. In Washington State, dine-in areas are closed, drive-through, to-go, and delivery is allowed. And in Wisconsin, Dane County only, dine-in areas are closed, drive-through, to-go, and delivery is allowed. All right, so now all this stuff we've been talking about in this podcast came from, most of it anyway, talking about the driver's responses and what truck stops are doing. Came from CDLLife.com. Check them out. They seem to be a really good trade industry website. A lot of information on there, and I appreciate them. Something I heard on a podcast the other day, it kind of cracked me up. I shared this in the YouTube video this week, but it was brought up that, hey, here we are 9 months from the situation right now when everybody's shutting down, staying indoors, not going out. 9 months from now is going to be in December, and the point was made, expect there to be a whole lot of December babies. And somebody piped in, and they said, yeah, they're going to be known as the coronials. Coronavirus, they'll be the coronials. I thought that was pretty cute. All right. Okay, we've talked enough about this for one day. Again, keeping you up to date on what our plans are. We may be merging the podcast and the radio show, putting it together. We're not sure yet. Give us your thoughts about that if you want to keep them separate, have its own podcast and its own radio show. That's fine, either or. You can let us know, FBTV at freightbrokertv.com. But what it would do is increase the podcast from around a half hour to an hour, give or take. All right? All right, well, listen, go out there and have a good day. Have a great day, unless, of course, you made other plans. Stay safe.